Hey guys, it's Squall, and this is part 6 of Everlasting Summer. Oh yeah, the card game. I approached the table that Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked up and blushed. Yeah, she does that a lot. Don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. And how can I be sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play the first round together. Yes. Finally, electronics started to explain the rules. Oh dear. Look at the cards carefully. There are exactly 6 of them in front of you. I hope everyone here knows how to count. Well, I'm notoriously bad at math, so now you can look at them. These aren't the girls from the camp, are they? That would be creepy. I see something I'm gonna have to censor. Fun times. After everyone had a look at their cards, Electronic moved on. The rules here are similar to poker. I hope everyone knows how to play. I used to watch Poker After Midnight on NBC, but that was a long time ago. I knew the rules, but wasn't so sure about the others. First of all, it's a top card, then 1 pair, then 2 pairs, then 3 of a kind, and so on. No flushes or straights though. In first round, you choose a card which you would like to take from your opponent. In turn, your opponent can choose to swap 2 of his cards around twice, or he can choose not to do so if he doesn't need the card which you are taking. Take a note here that your opponent can see which cards are trading places. In the next step, your opponent takes a card he chooses. And so on. I think it's pretty clear. It wasn't too clear to me. Hey you, Einstein! Uliana yelled at him from her table. I didn't get a thing! You'll figure it out as we go. Electronic went to the table with the diagram, leaving Uliana to smolder in solitude. You go first. I hoped I could get my mind around the game fast enough. Do I actually have to play? Because I didn't get any of that. Lena, more perplexed than usual, reached out for my cards. Oh dear. In the middle of the table, her hand stopped. Will you... Oh yeah. I should be protecting my card. But what was it Electronic said? To try to confuse my opponent, I can swap 2 of my cards. Twice. Or I can choose not to. Should I protect it or not? By the way, I can also agree and give her the card she chose straight away. Otherwise, Lena can change her mind and take another card if she wants to. Or she might not. Okay, so how does this work? Defense. Okay, so I'm assuming that's a queen because of the Q, so I should switch it for something not valuable, right? Like this? That's an ace, I probably want to keep that. I'll switch you for a 5? No. Maybe the 4 again? Huh. Things were becoming clear. Or at least comprehensible. Maybe for you. Now it's my turn. I can take back my card from her, or I can choose another one. Do I want the Joker back? Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Then I can try and protect her card. But if I watch her closely, I can take the card I choose regardless of her movements. She didn't want to a 6. Electronic, who was silently watching our game, nodded in approval. Looks like now we're getting somewhere. Now, during the rounds, opponents trade cards 3 times. Keep an eye on each other. Penetrate your opponent with your eyes. I chuckled. Really, homeboy? What's so funny? Oh, never mind. I tried to keep a straight face. He stared at me for a moment, then moved on. And then we turned the cards up to see whose hand is better. Electronic went back to his diagram. Huh. Oh, these are the girls from the camp, right? That's Uliana. Considering the nature of some of these drawings, that's a little creepy. But okay, she wants the 9. We'll give her the 8, the 5. She wants the 10. We'll give her the... Wait, I'm playing this the wrong way, aren't I? Huh. Perhaps. Okay, 8, 8, 9, 5, 10. Yeah, okay, we'll give her this. Damn. She took the 8. Do I want the card back? Not necessarily. We'll take this. Okay. I'll take this. A Q. Okay. She wants the 5. We'll give her the 8. She wants the 10. She took the 9, okay. Okay. 5, 10, Queen, King, 8. Let's see what this is. I'll go with this. An ace. Okay, she wants the queen, so we're gonna... 5. For now. And then we'll switch. No, I feel like that's the wrong move. 10. Gotcha. Okay, so queen. Okay. Let's try this, I guess. A 3. Yeah. So, she won? I guess so. Too bad, I guess. It's still frustrating to lose anyway. Yeah, I had no chance. I left the canteen. It was still too early to sleep and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? Football, the square, infirmary. Scene? What's that? The bus stop? The boathouse? Oh, night at the beach, that would be cool. I came to the beach. I was not in the best mood and I really had no desire to swim, but I still came to the water's edge and tried the water with my hand. The water was warm. Seems like it was still cooling down after such a hot day. Well, perhaps some other time I will come back to swim. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the window, so Olga Dmitrievna must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin, quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't gotten any clearer today. I messed up badly, didn't I? Oh well. In fact, I've spent the whole day doing useless stuff. I would have never even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there were only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got to this camp. For the first time in a long while, I felt really tired, not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired, psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow resolved by itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So just like that, I'm not ready. My consciousness slowly drifted away from me, and it became progressively harder to concentrate on something distinct. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. I should have gone somewhere else. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors, and multi-million-dollar visual effects. Then you wake in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the images shown by my relaxed brain, but that part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. It's 7 a.m., according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga Dmitrievna was still sleeping, wrapping tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly in a hot summer? I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. Strange idea. Before, twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. The water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality, whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. When I returned to the cabin, Olga Dmitrievna was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. "Good morning, Semyon." "Morning." Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still singing, and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up, instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. "How come you got up so early?" "It just happened." "And no neckerchief once again. I'll do it myself, not a big deal. On my way to the canteen." "I don't think so. Do it now." "Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast?" "How could I ever forget?" "And what's the lineup going to be about today?" "We'll discuss the agenda for the day." "So what's the agenda?" "Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations." You'll find that out at the lineup." She looks amused. She gave me a wily smile. "Olga Dmitrievna, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather, I believe that it's okay to miss the lineup once. It could get all nasty if I fail to control it right there." Where did all this courage come from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down. Oh, fine. On our list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course, we have a ball in the evening. Watch yourself. You must take part in the camp activities today. You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way, but the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. Today's have passed, and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seem to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already, somewhere. Dozens of pioneers live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Sovyonok camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? It seems I overdid it a bit with the thinking. There's no unusual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. 2's company, 3's a crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at an amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace. Or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the sleeve. Xenia, the librarian. Get your meal and come. We need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon? Isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. Sorry, but I promised Lena. Yeah, if... I don't remember actually promising her. But, wait. He's lying, isn't he? I prefer... nothing against this girl, but I prefer Lena's company. I was sure that Lena wouldn't mind if I sat next to her. Hold on, wait a second. Sorry, maybe later. I gently loosened my sleeve from her grip and headed to the farthest corner of the canteen. Xenia was shouting something in my direction, but I tried to ignore her. Hi, good morning. Having heard the librarian shouting, Lena had been stealing glances at me for a while. Morning. Strangely enough, she didn't blush, but smiled instead. Would you mind if I joined you? I'll get my meal and be back in no time. Yes, sure. In a minute, I was already sitting in front of her with a simple set of plates on a tray. Porridge, 2 poached eggs, 4 pieces of wheat bread, a boiled sausage, and a glass of compote made of unknown fruits and berries. Have a nice meal. Thanks. I was trying to eat as neatly as I could, no chomping, smearing the food, or spilling the compote over myself. It seems that eating like a human and not like a hog was not that hard at all. As usual, Lena remained silent, which means I should start the conversation. Going to the dance tonight? Probably. She was silent for a while. And you? I don't know yet. Though I didn't want to go there at all. I didn't like dance parties since my school days. Why so? What do you mean? My mind was still far away in my school times. Why don't you want to go? I didn't say I don't want to. Okay then. But if you're inviting me... Lena turned red and looked away. I don't really... Sorry, just kidding. I felt confused. I'd better not joke like that. Fine. Lena said indifferently and focused on her food, while her face turned even more red. Why am I stuck on this dance as if we have nothing else to talk about? But wait, is there actually anything? By the way, maybe you know what Semyon wanted to ask me? Huh? I mean, when I just came in, she wanted something from me. I don't know. I see. The conversation reached a dead end, so I tried to seem fully focused on my meal. Lena finished her breakfast first. I should go. See you later. See you. Well, that went well. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have internet access here. Guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he for some reason left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today. Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Oh, hi there. Hi again. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I have explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supply today? But Olga Dmitrievna told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So there were visitors to our camp today. Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. Alright then, pioneer. So tonight after dinner, you'll be here. Maybe Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely, she's able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. I could do it on my own. Strange. She seemed more spirited during lunch. No way. There are lots of boxes. and a pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so, pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this, and I've also got more important things to do. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. Oh, okay, what did Olga Dmitrievna ask for? She wanted me to clean and go to a ball? Oh, choices. I don't want to let her do it all by herself, so... Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I barely came a step closer to the be prepared, always prepared motto. Then, you can go. I looked at Lena, who was staring at the ground. I guess all that time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything that there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Why is the music so loud? Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist? Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We'd been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about bugs' lives were only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it as awkward? Just don't forget, alright? Don't forget what? Well, tonight, after dinner, at the infirmary. I like this drawing. Her face got a slightly grumpy look to it. Ah, so you're human after all. No way, that's impossible. Alright. Right after dinner, I'm at your service. I thought too late. At my words, Lena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease this situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book when she came, and it's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll be off then. Yes, sure. She walked off somewhere besides the clubs, and I just stood at the square for some time. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful, though having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly I heard a different tune, which was cutting through the unusual noise of the camp. I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 repeating chords, no more. But this melody still felt somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. It's probably Miku, isn't it? Nah. Whoever that is, what's the big deal? I have better things to do. I came back to the leader's cabin. Olga Dmitrievna was lying lazily on her bed and reading a book. Semyon, what are you doing here? That's what I could ask her too. I've forgotten something, so I came back. You were absent at the lineup. Oh yeah, I apologize. Alright. Nevertheless, you should do something useful today. How about you do something useful? Yeah, just as I planned. But I have my own vision of what useful means. Like, you could go to the square to help with the cleaning. Slavya's in charge there. Slavya? Strange, I just been there and hadn't seen anyone. True. Or you could visit the boys at the electronics club. They asked me for a hand. Those fathers of invention again. Finally, you could help at the sports club. What are they up to? They're renewing the pitch, fixing the benches, changing the goal nets and so on. Honestly, none of those options suited me. Why is she always trying to burden me with work? Seriously, except for Slavya, no one ever works here, while some people in particular are enjoying their free time with a youthful spirit. Every one of the leaders' attempts to keep me busy seems to serve only one purpose: to prevent me from finding out my current location. Really, all the deep and vital questions concerning my existence are swept away by a broom, together with all the rubbish and litter. In my case, taking some time to work would probably pay off, but just like someone suffering gangrene and rejecting an amputation, I will stand by my beliefs. You know, I already had my own arrangements. Oh really, what kind of arrangements? She bucked up. Well, I can't just tell her what I'm really thinking about. On the other hand, why not? No, it's too dangerous. At least now I maintain a fragile balance and nothing's threatening me. Everything seems that way. Just as I thought. What exactly she thought remains secret. You probably have not yet realized how important it is to participate in social life. This is the only way to become a pioneer capable of being a role model. I didn't want to sit through another long lecture, so I decided to accept one of the offers. Sometimes the answer in this world can be found in the most unexpected places. Or at least, so I wanted to believe. So, should I choose for you? The leader's voice turned authoritative. I can do it myself, thank you. I mumbled and left the cabin. Yeah, I have no interest in helping Electronic or whoever that other dude was. I'll help at the sports club. No, Slavya and Lena so far are the only two people I'm cool with, so I'll go help her out. Always choose the lesser of two evils, they say. More of three in this case. Slavya wasn't evil at all, so my choice was obvious. Any rational being keeps his house clean, but I usually perceive house cleaning as somewhat akin to gym workouts. Yeah, it's good for you, but not my sort of thing at all. However, I like the ideas of painting benches or of helping two future geniuses of Russian or Soviet science even less. Okay, we're at the 34 minute mark or something like that, so I'm gonna leave it here for now, and we'll pick up with Slavya at part 7. So what happened with the card game though? Huh. And with Elisa? I guess the consequences of all that come later? I don't know. I wish I had won. But oh well. Until next time, thank you.